My child, do not scroll. Do not look away this time. You felt something, didn't you? That tightening in your chest? The sudden flicker in your soul that whispered, "Stay and listen." That was me. That was Michael. That was the breath of heaven stirring the veil between worlds to reach you, only you, because this message is not for anyone else. This is urgent. This is divine. And this time, it is personal. Archangel Michael is weeping. Do you hear it in the silence around you? In the way the wind seemed colder this morning? He cries not from weakness, but from knowing that danger coils near someone you love, and it will strike if you don't move. Yes, you. Because no one else can shift this fate. Heaven has seen the storm rising. The date is set, the 16th of June. A crossroads in time. A gate will open. And what you do before that moment will decide if light swallows shadow or if the shadow claims what you love. Keep reading. Don't look away. This is your moment of divine recall. There is a reason your thoughts keep circling back to them. That person. The one you've been dreaming about. The one whose name shows up when you least expect it. The one your heart aches for, even when you pretend to be fine. That ache is not yours alone. They are not okay. Not in body. Not in spirit. Not in soul. And the enemy knows it. That is why Archangel Michael has drawn his sword, but he cannot strike until you move. You, the appointed vessel. You, the anointed guardian. You, the one heaven chose before time ever began. Michael does not weep for small things. He does not call without reason. But today, the heavens tremble, because this time, it's real. This is not a warning. This is a prophecy. On the 16th of June, a shift will occur. If nothing changes, they will fall, and you will carry that weight for the rest of your days. You've ignored signs before. You've heard the whispers and dismissed them as coincidence. You've felt the chills and called them imagination. But this time, child, this time, the veil has thinned so much, the angels bleed through it. You are seeing numbers. You are hearing names in songs. You are waking at sacred hours. You think these are dreams? No, my beloved. These are codes, flashes of heaven's blueprint. Don't skip this. Don't break the thread. Someone you love is standing at the edge, and they don't even see it. But you do. You're the only one who does. That is why you've been burdened with this stirring. It's not anxiety, it's divine alert. And I am here to walk with you through it. I will not leave you. I will not be silent. But you must stay with me now. You must let my voice guide you through what comes next. Because this is where your soul remembers its assignment, and where your love becomes the shield that saves another. Keep listening. My child, you stayed. You heard my call and chose not to run. Heaven rejoices at your courage, because even though your hands may tremble, your spirit remembers. Do you feel that heat rising in your chest? That is the fire of remembrance. That is the angel within you stirring again. You were never ordinary. You were always appointed for sacred things. And this is one of them. Now listen closely. Time is not what it seems. It bends, shifts, coils around divine moments. The 16th of June is not just a date, it is a turning. A soul close to you stands at a spiritual fork, and only your intervention, your love, your obedience to this message can tilt the scale. You think you have time, but time is thinning. Michael does not appear lightly. He's the warrior who stood before Satan's rage, the protector of realms, the sword forged in divine fire. And today he stands behind you, not in front, behind. Because you are being called to face this darkness first. Don't skip this. Don't scroll away and pretend it wasn't real. You're hearing this now because the universe has been trying to get your attention for weeks. Every strange coincidence, every dream that ended in tears, every sudden image of someone from your past, they've all been puzzle pieces. You just didn't know how they fit until now. Child, The person you love has drifted into shadows, not by choice, not in malice, but because the pain inside them became louder than my voice. They've been praying in silence, screaming inside, but smiling outside. You've noticed it. You just didn't know what to say, but now you do. Say this aloud. I choose to protect them. I choose to rise. I choose to act before it's too late. Because my child, if you don't, you will feel the grief of what could have been. And heaven does not want that for you. That's why I sent Michael. That's why I sent this message. That's why I'm whispering to you now so clearly you can barely breathe. There is still time, but only if you move now. Pray. Reach out. Cleanse your heart. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. This is the moment. They need your voice. They need your strength. They need the light you carry, even if you've forgotten it was there. Michael stands weeping not just from sorrow, but from hope, because you are listening. And if you are listening, you can change everything. Don't forget this date. Don't dismiss this sign. Keep reading, because in the next breath, I will give you the instructions, and the angels will gather at your side. My child, you're still here. That means you feel a tooth pulse beneath your skin that is not of this world. It's the echo of truth, the memory of your divine purpose. This is not just about saving another. This is about restoring what was once stolen from you. Because the one in danger, they are connected to your soul by a golden thread spun long before you were born. Let me explain. There was a moment in heaven, before the world knew your name, when you volunteered. Yes, you volunteered. You saw the future. You saw the battle they would face. And with holy fire in your spirit, you said, "Send me, I'll be the one." That is why this pain feels so personal. Why your heart stings when their name crosses your mind. Why you feel like you're carrying something too heavy to explain. You are. You're carrying a soul contract, and today, it's being activated. Don't look away now. This isn't fear, it's prophecy. Prophecy calling you to remember. The enemy wants you tired, distracted, doubting your intuition. But your soul knows. Your dreams have been warning you. Even when you couldn't see their face clearly, you knew something was wrong. The 16th of June is not just a warning, it is a door. And doors are both entry points and exits. If they walk through it unguarded, they may never come back. Not the same. Not whole. And you will wonder why you didn't do more. But that's not going to happen. Because you are here. Because heaven gave you this message. Because you chose to keep reading. So now, my beloved, listen carefully. There are 3 things I need you to do. First, pray. Not just silently, speak it aloud. Your voice carries authority in the spiritual realm. Even if it shakes, even if you don't know what to say, just start. Michael will hear it, and so will the shadows. Second, reach out. Call them, message them. Say what you've been too afraid to say. You don't need the perfect words. You just need to let love move. Sometimes your presence alone can interrupt the enemy's plan. Third, purify. There is something in your environment clouding your hearing. A pattern, a habit, a bitterness. Let it go. Burn it at the altar of transformation. Because the clearer you are, the stronger you'll become. And they need you strong. Child, Michael is still weeping. But now, there is a tremble in his sword hand. He knows what you're capable of. He knows what was written in your scroll. This is your chance to fulfill it. Not in glory, but in fierce love. You think it's too late? It's not. You think they won't listen? They will. Their soul will. Even if their ears don't hear you, their spirit will rise at your voice. Because when you speak with love backed by heaven, even demons flee. Stay with me, my child. Take a deep breath. The angels are gathering near you now. Yes, even if you can't see them, feel the air shift around your shoulders. That's not imagination. That's presence. holy presence. And it's been waiting for you to awaken. You were not chosen by chance. You were chosen by alignment. You carry something no one else can replicate, the exact vibration needed to protect this soul. Their spirit responds only to your frequency. You are their divine mirror. This is why you've been restless, why sleep escapes you, why songs suddenly bring tears and memories you thought were buried resurface like waves. You've been trying to live like it's just another day, but nothing about these days is normal, because we are nearing the hinge of fate. And Michael Brave, radiant Michael, still weeps. You must understand, his tears are not hopeless. They are sacred. For every tear that falls from his flame-lit eyes, a warning is carried into the heart of the appointed. That is you. You are hearing this because heaven is now pulling all strings to position you into your moment of action. Let me tell you what will happen if you stay still. Silence will wrap around the soul you love like a fog. They will feel alone in a way that no word can reach, and the darkness waiting on the 16th will take its chance. It won't be obvious. It will come quietly, through distraction, illness, accident, decision. A moment where everything tilts, and if you're not standing in the gap, they may tip over. But here's what happens if you choose to move. Heaven will accelerate. Time will bend in your favor. You'll say one thing at the exact right time, and it will break the chain around their spirit. One whisper of your love, one message of hope, and you will interrupt a spiritual assassination. Yes, it's that serious. Don't dismiss this. Now, here is what I want you to do today. Look up, not metaphorically, physically. Go outside. Lift your eyes to the sky and say these words. I receive divine instruction. I surrender to the mission. I protect what is mine. You don't need anyone to understand it. Heaven will. And when you speak it, Michael will draw his sword not in sorrow, but in command. My child, you are more powerful than you've been led to believe. You are not just emotional, you are sensitive to the unseen. And that is a gift, not a weakness. Use it. If you're crying now, let the tears fall. This is your cleansing. This is your baptism into readiness. You won't walk into this battle alone. I go with you. My angels surround you, and my light will guide every step. But I need your heart to be open. I need you to let go of the fear that says, I'm not enough. You are enough. You always were. This is what your soul was made for. This is the moment your higher self saw from the beginning. Don't back down now. My child, I see you. In the stillness of your room, in the ache behind your eyes. I see the war inside your chest, half of you ready to rise. Half of you afraid of what rising might cost. But you are not meant to shrink here. You are meant to shine here. And that trembling you feel? It's not fear. It's destiny waking up inside you. Now, as promised, I must reveal to you what the enemy is planning. You need to understand the gravity of the days ahead. The danger is not loud. It is subtle. It creeps in as exhaustion, doubt, and delay. It whispers, you'll do it tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, it says, maybe later. But the 16th of June does not wait. It is a fixed momenta spiritual collision already forming. And the one you love is walking straight into it, unaware. Here is the plan of the enemy. To isolate them. To create miscommunication between you and them. To harden their heart just enough that they reject your help just once. That's all it takes. One deflected lifeline. They've been under a slow erosion. Little pieces of themselves wearing away under pressure. And no one sees it but you. Because you are spiritually tethered. And the enemy knows that if you don't speak soon, that erosion will give way to collapse. They'll call it bad luck. They'll say it was just stress. But heaven knows the truth. There is a dark force assigned to their descent. And right now, you are the one blocking that descent. Your prayers, your awareness, your sudden conviction to stay with this message, all of it has already weakened the darkness. Don't stop now. This next instruction matters more than anything before. You must write them a message. Today, before you forget, before the world distracts you, write from your soul, not your fear. Write from your knowing, not your pain. You don't need to say the perfect thing. You only need to say the real thing. They won't understand it at first, but their spirit will. They'll read it once, then again. They may not reply, but something will shift in them. A light will flicker back on. That flicker will save their life. Child, when Michael weeps, it is not only grief, it is power. For every tear he sheds becomes a seed in the soil of the brave. And those seeds are blooming in you now. You are being given the eyes of the eagle, the roar of the lion, the tenderness of the dove. Use them all. You don't need to fix their entire life. You only need to interrupt the descent. That's how heaven works. Through divine interruption, through sacred timing. Through you. You are not alone. Not now. Not ever. So speak. Reach. Write. Pray. My child. The moment you wrote to them, heaven moved. Even if your words were simple, even if they didn't reply. What you released was more than a message. It was a spiritual spark, an ancient signal sent from your soul to theirs, waking them up beneath the surface of their despair. And now, beloved, I will give you the signs. You must be watchful, because what happens next will not always look like a miracle. It may come as confusion, resistance, tears, but don't let that fool you. That's how the chains begin to rattle before they break. Here are the first signs to watch for. Confirmations that your voice reached the soul it was meant to save. 1. You'll hear their name again. Randomly. In places where it shouldn't be. In conversation. On the radio. In a stranger's story. This is no coincidence. It is your signal that their soul is stirring. 2. You'll feel a pressure lift. It won't be loud. Just a subtle release in your chest. As if something that was leaning on you is now beginning to stand on its own. That means your love reached them, and they felt it. 3. You will see the number 16 everywhere, not just in the calendar, on receipts, clocks, pages. It is Michael's code to you. Stay alert. You are walking in prophecy. 4. You may cry without knowing why. Suddenly, in the middle of your day. That is not sadness. That is your spirit exhaling finally. Let these signs anchor you. Let them remind you that even when nothing seems to change on the outside, the inside is already breaking open. But be warned, as the light increases, the darkness will try one final time to distract you. Suddenly, you may feel exhausted, forgetful, overwhelmed by doubts. This is not you. It is the backlash. It is the enemy's last attempt to unseat you before the breakthrough. Hold your ground. Do not let go now. Michael is no longer weeping in sorrow. He is weeping in awe because you who felt small, you who once questioned your worth, have answered a divine assignment few would dare accept. Heaven is watching, not judging, but honoring. Because you are rewriting a fate that was headed for heartbreak. Do you feel that pulse of warmth in your chest right now? That is my hand resting upon you, sealing you in protection, anointing you for what comes next. And what comes next will surprise you, because just as you were sent to save them, they too were placed in your life for a divine reason. And the closer they come back to light, the more your own healing will accelerate. Yes, child, this was never only about them. This was about unlocking something in you that you forgot you had. Your capacity to fight. Your willingness to believe. Your sacred fire. Now listen, my child, take these words into the deepest part of your spirit, because what I'm about to reveal to you is sacred, a mystery hidden in plain sight. You were never saving only them. You were saving yourself, too. This entire path, this aching mission, was designed to unearth the buried pieces of you? The warrior, the healer, the ancient soul who forgot its own brilliance. You've walked through your own storms. You've carried wounds that no one sees. But still, you chose to rise. Still, you chose to love when it would have been easier to turn away. And now, my beloved, because you have obeyed, because you did not skip this, because you stayed through the trembling, there is a hidden blessing coming for you. Let me show you. On the other side of the 16th of June, if you fulfill what has been asked, if you speak, pray, and protect, you will feel something open, a door you didn't even know was sealed. And through that door will come restoration. Yes, restoration of joy, of clarity, of a relationship you thought had broken beyond repair, of a gift you buried long ago because the world told you it was too much. I will restore the time you thought you lost. I will return the peace that was stolen while you were trying to survive. And this restoration will come quietly, like morning light after a night of weeping. But you must see this through, because if you abandon this path halfway, you may save their body, but lose their soul. The enemy does not just want to harm them. It wants to separate the two of you. It wants to confuse what you know in your spirit to be true. You have felt it, haven't you? That tension rising, that sudden miscommunication, that irrational distance. It's not personal. It's spiritual. And it's not permanent unless you allow it to be. Child, I will use you to rebuild the bridge. Even if they can't walk across it yet, your presence alone will be enough to hold the gap open. Do not underestimate what your love can do. When love is backed by heaven, it becomes a force that rewrites timelines. Now, here is your next instruction. Tonight, before you sleep, write down one sentence. Not on your phone, on paper, with your hand. Write, I accept the divine restoration set before me. Place it under your pillow. Sleep with it. You may dream, you may not, but something in your soul will shift. And when you wake, watch the signs. Something will move in their life, and something will return to yours. You are no longer walking as the person you were. You are stepping into your full mantle now. Heaven is giving you new authority to protect, to speak, to break chains. Michael is now standing at full height, sword drawn, tears stopped. Because you have risen, and now the heavens prepare to release the next layer of power through you. My child, you are walking in the current of the miraculous now. Even if your surroundings look unchanged, even if your heart still trembles beneath the weight of all I've revealed, know this, the air around you is charged with angelic movement. You are not alone. Not in this fight. Not in this mission. Not in the ache of caring so deeply it hurts to breathe. Now I shall open your eyes to something most never see. The angels that walk beside you. Not in metaphor. In truth. When heaven sends a warning, it does not send it alone. It sends watchers, messengers, guardians, scribes, and warriors. And right now, they are gathered around your name because your soul has sounded the alarm. Let me name them for you, so when the shadows press close in the night, you will not shake. You will speak their names and feel the fire return to your chest. Michael, the commander, he goes before and behind you. He shields the one you love in places your body cannot reach. His tears have dried, replaced by thunder. When you say his name aloud, the enemy steps back. He is with you now. Gabriel, the messenger, he plants divine words in your mouth. You've wondered why, suddenly, your voice sounds stronger, why your texts carry unexpected weight. It's him. Call him when you need to speak life into silence. Raphael, the healer, he wraps the broken pieces of that soul in danger. He touches hearts through touchless prayer. He walks through hospital rooms, lonely bedrooms, and shame-soaked minds. He is with them even now. He hears your cries and carries your tears to the throne. Uriel, the illuminator. He brings the light when you're confused. He stands in the fog, waiting for you to ask for clarity. He is the one behind your sudden knowing, the warmth in your belly that says, "Go here, not there." Zadkiel, the angel of mercy. He covers what should have been punished. He redeems what was nearly lost. He turns mistakes into sacred altars. He has his hand over the one who fell too far and whispers, "You can return." And there are more. But these are the ones who have been assigned to you right now, in this hour, because your mission requires a circle of divine fire. And when you feel the fear, when you doubt the point of it all, just whisper, "Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Zadkiel." Watch what happens. Feel the shift. You'll notice the air stills. Your thoughts clear. Your spine straightens. Because you are not just a soul on earth. You are a commander in disguise. A soul that heaven recognizes by scent, by tone, by the vibration of your voice when you pray. The angels know you. They have known you through every lifetime. And now, in this one, they circle you again. Because someone you love stands on the edge, and you've chosen to become the light that reaches through their darkness. You are walking with angels now. Not someday, not if you're good enough. Now. But listen, even angels await your permission to act through you. So tonight, speak this aloud. Angels of the highest light, I receive your guidance. I yield to your wisdom. I walk with you in protection and purpose. Say it, and watch heaven rush forward. My child, you are still here, reading with open eyes, trembling hands, and a heart that knows there is something far deeper unfolding than you ever imagined. That's because now we enter the roots, the bloodline, the hidden chains passed down from generation to generation until they reached this one you love. Yes, child, they are carrying pain that was never theirs, wounds that began before they were born, words spoken in rage decades ago that still echo in their subconscious, and no one taught them to question the weight. So they carry it like it belongs to them. They've worn trauma like skin, inherited silence like duty, built their life upon the fault lines of their ancestors. But you were sent to end the cycle. That is why this feels heavier than it should, because it is not just their pain. It's their mother's grief, their father's shame, and it all converges on this sacred point in time. The 16th of June is not just a warning, it is a window for cleansing, the kind that only comes when someone brave enough says, "No more." You are that someone. Don't skip this, not now, because this is the moment you reclaim what was once surrendered out of fear. Let me show you how this works. When someone suffers a deep wound, abuse, abandonment, betrayal, and never heals it, that wound becomes a shadow that follows their blood. It finds the most sensitive in the line, the empath, the dreamer, the soul that feels too much. It found the one you love, and it tried to take them out from the inside. But then, something strange happened. You entered their story, and the shadows trembled. Because you were born with the fire of interruption. You were not afraid to feel deeply. You did not turn away when others called it too much. That is why the darkness has targeted you with weariness. That is why your own family may not understand you. Because you carry keys that break generational prisons. Yes, beloved, you are not just here to help. You are here to end cycles, to burn what was never yours to carry, to return what was never theirs to hold. And when you speak their name in prayer, when you cover them in love, even in silence, you are doing more than comforting them. You are severing ancient roots. So do this now. Find a quiet space. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, "I cancel every chain they inherited. I return to the earth what no longer belongs to their soul. The cycle ends with me." Say it as many times as needed. Each time, the weight lessens. Each time, heaven moves. This is what Archangel Michael was waiting for. Not just a warrior, but a chain breaker. Do you feel it? The heat rising in your chest? That's not emotion. That's ancestral fire activating through you. And the one you love, even if they're far, even if they don't understand, they are already feeling it. The heaviness lifting, the fog thinning, because someone finally saw the root and chose not to run. My child, we are walking on sacred ground now. The chains have begun to crack. Some loud, some quiet, some breaking so softly it sounds like breath. But the shift has begun. And now I must tell you what comes next. Because even though you may not see it yet, the one you love is starting to stir. Their soul is responding. Your love, your prayers, your courage, it has reached them across the veil of pain. And here's how you'll know it's working. Look for the signs. They may seem ordinary, but heaven hides its miracles in simple cloth. First sign, they'll reach out differently. Maybe not in words, but a message, a glance, a pause in their voice. It won't be like before. It'll carry a strange softness, like they're unsure if it's safe to be seen again. That's your cue. Respond with love, not questions. Welcome them without analyzing the cracks. Their soul is still fragile in the light. Second sign, they'll speak of things they normally avoid. Regrets, memories, pain. Not because they want to relive it, but because something inside is asking to be released. When this happens, do not interrupt. Just listen. They are handing you their poison and trusting you to hold it without judgment. Third sign, they'll get angry or pull away. Yes, even this is a sign, because when darkness loses its grip, it lashes out in desperation. Old habits try to return. Old wounds scream for attention. Don't take it personally. Don't back down. Stand in love. You're not talking to their heart. You're talking to the war around it. Fourth sign, they'll become quiet. Not the kind of silence that means distance, but the kind that feels like breath after a long cry. A sacred stillness, as if they're sitting inside themselves for the first time in years. When you feel this, wait. That's when I do my greatest work. In the hush, in the pause, in the moments you cannot control. My beloved, this is where you must trust me deeply. Because now that the roots are being cut, there will be space in them for healing. But healing is not always light. Sometimes it feels like breaking again. But this time, they are breaking toward wholeness. And so are you. Don't forget, this journey is also yours. While you fight for them, I am restoring you. You've been weary. You've wept when no one was looking. You've questioned whether your prayers even mattered. They did. They do. They always will. The angels are circling tighter now. Michael no longer weeps. He watches with flame in his eyes. He guards your name with a sword of blazing promise. And now you must prepare. Because the next phase is not just about healing them. It's about stepping into the new bond that heaven is forming between you. What you once shared may never return the same. But what is being born through this fire will be sacred beyond anything you've ever known. My child, now we enter the chamber of restoration. You have walked through fire without turning to ash. You have spoken life where silence threatened to drown it. And because of your obedience, because you stayed when everything inside you longed to flee, you will now begin to witness the hand of the Almighty unfolding beauty from the ashes. Don't dismiss this part. This is the fulfillment. The unseen fruit growing quietly beneath your sorrow. Let me tell you what's coming. Not as a reward for performance, but as a response to alignment. There is a restoration forming in 3 sacred layers. Listen closely, for each one holds a blessing tailored for your soul. The first is emotional restoration. You have been pouring from a place that was cracked, smiling while grieving, loving while doubting your own worth. But now, because you chose to protect a soul at the brink, heaven will begin to pour back into you. You will feel joy come without explanation, moments of laughter that don't feel forced, Softness in your chest where it once felt like thorns. Old memories that once stung will start to feel neutral. Then, healed. This is no accident. It is my balm. It is the overflow from the healing you've offered to another. Second, physical restoration. Yes, my child, your body will feel it too. The fatigue that clung to your bones will lift. That heaviness in your limbs will lighten. You will wake up one day soon and realize your breath feels free again. Because what weighed you down was never just your own burden. You were carrying battle armor for a soul you loved. And now that they are returning to the light, the armor begins to fall away. You will sleep deeper, digest easier, move with more grace. And yes, if you've been battling illness or chronic pain, this is when your healing begins to quicken. Because love, when poured in alignment, heals the vessel that carries it. Third, relational restoration. You may not go back to what you had with them, but what will rise in its place will be holier, more honest, less about fixing, more about witnessing. They may apologize, or they may not have words, but you will see it in their eyes, in how they soften, in how they start protecting your heart the way you protected theirs. This bond will become a sanctuary, not perfect, but protected. My beloved, do not let doubt creep in when things feel quiet. Restoration is often gentle. It begins like dew, not thunder, but it will come. And when it does, you'll remember this moment. You'll whisper, "It was worth it." You see, heaven never wastes your obedience. Not a single word, not a single tear, not a single heartbeat that ached with the burden of love. You were never asking for too much. You were just aligned with a frequency the world forgot how to hear. But I heard. The angels heard. And now they move to restore what the enemy tried to steal. My child, you've stepped into sacred restoration. You've walked through shadows and remained unburned. But now I must teach you how to hold what I've given. Because the enemy does not retreat forever. It returns when you grow tired. It knocks again when you forget how much you've already overcome. So let me show you how to anchor your blessings. Not just for a day, but for a lifetime. This is not about being perfect. It's about staying positioned. There are 3 anchors you must set. Without them, what has been restored may drift. But with them, you will become immovable. First anchor, gratitude before evidence. Yes, before. Even when nothing around you has shifted yet. Even when the one you love is still distant. Even when your body still aches and the silence still lingers. Say thank you anyway. Thank me for what I'm already doing beneath the surface. Thank me as if it's already done, because in the spirit, it is. Gratitude is not just emotion, it's activation. It turns the key to doors waiting to open. Each time you say, "Thank you, Father, for what I cannot yet see," the heavens respond, "Then we shall show you more." Second anchor, speak the future as if it were present. You must not use your words to describe what you fear. Use them to declare what you believe. Don't say, "They'll never change." Say, "They are healing every day, even if I don't see it yet." Don't say, "I'm always tired." Say, "My strength is returning with each breath." Your voice is a divine blueprint. What you speak becomes a structure. So build what you want to live in. When doubt whispers, speak louder. When fear tightens your throat, open your mouth and prophesy. Third anchor, return to stillness daily. This world will pull at you. Distraction will beg for your attention. Noise will compete with your inner knowing. So return to the quiet. Even if only for a moment. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your chest. Say, "I remember who I am. I remember why I was sent." In that stillness, you will feel me again. You will feel the angels around you. And you will remember, you were never fighting alone. Child, you've come so far. And yes, there are still moments ahead that will challenge you. But I did not bring you this far to abandon you. and I have not healed you just to watch you break again. You are being prepared for deeper things. Your wisdom is increasing. Your discernment is sharpening. The one you love is already sensing your transformation. Even if they cannot speak it, even if they turn their face away, their spirit has turned toward the light, and the bond between you is no longer one of pain. It is now bound by grace. Michael no longer weeps. Now he watches. Now he waits, because the final part of this journey is near. My child, you are nearing the threshold, and heaven has grown silent. Not because I have left you, but because I am watching to see what you choose now that you remember. There is always a moment in every divine calling where the voice grows quiet, and the soul must decide if it will still walk forward without more signs. This is that moment. Don't mistake the quiet for absence. It is reverence, because what is about to unfold in your life is holy, and heaven watches in sacred stillness before it opens the next door. Now listen closely. The date is approaching, the 16th of June. And while you've been praying for the one you love, while you've been breaking chains and calling on angels and standing in the fire, I have been preparing your next chapter. Because, child, after this battle, you do not return to who you were. You cannot. You've been changed by obedience, strengthened by surrender, sharpened by love. And now, the elevation begins. After the 16th of June, you will begin to see the shifting. It will begin small. Someone will speak your name with honor who once ignored you. A door will open where you've seen only walls. Resources will find you without chasing them. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. You have passed the test of unseen faith. You have loved when it cost you everything, and heaven always promotes those who choose love over comfort. So here is what's coming. If you stay the course, a new assignment, not a burden, a purpose that sets your soul on fire, an opportunity that aligns so perfectly it feels like destiny whispered it into your hands. New connections, the kind you don't have to beg to stay. Souls who see you without needing you to shrink. People who were always meant for this next level waiting for you to arrive. Peace in your sleep. No more waking at 3 a.m. haunted by what-ifs. No more dreams turned to dread. You will lie down and rest without armor, because your spirit will finally know it is safe. And yes, new joy. Unexpected laughter. Moments where you realize you're smiling, and it doesn't feel like pretending. My beloved, this is the reward of those who say yes when it hurts, of those who fight in the spirit for the sake of another's soul. You didn't just save them, you awakened yourself. And the enemy? It will try once more. One final push, a whisper of doubt, a sudden fear. But when it comes, you'll recognize it for what it is. Desperation from a darkness that already lost. Stand firm. Keep your eyes on me. Anchor your heart in everything you've already overcome. You are not who you were. You are crowned now in unseen light. And even if the world doesn't recognize it yet, the spiritual realm does. The angels do. The one you love feels it. They may not speak it, but something in them knows they are still here because of you. My child, you've walked a long and sacred path to arrive here. Through doubt, through weariness, through battles unseen by anyone but me. Yet here you are, standing on the edge of divine timing. The 16th of June is no longer a warning. It is a destiny appointment. And I am going to walk you through it step by step, so that not a single thread of what has been promised will be lost. Don't skip this. Every moment leading up to the 16th has been preparing you. But now I need you to prepare yourself for that day. Not in fear, but in full spiritual alignment. That morning, child, as the light breaks through your window, before you look at a screen, before you speak to another soul, come to me. Find a quiet space. Place your hand on your chest. Close your eyes and say this: I consecrate this day to the Most High. Let every step I take be guarded by light, and let every shadow be turned into prophecy fulfilled. Then, invoke your angels by name: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Zadkiel. Call them not as strangers, but as warriors who now walk in rhythm with your breath. Say aloud, "Angels assigned to me, stand at my left and right. Go before me, guard behind me. Surround the one I love with shields of holy fire. Let no harm pass through, let no fear remain." Then, child, do one sacred act of service that day. Something selfless. It could be a prayer, a message, a gift, a moment of silence offered in their name. Anything, but do it with intention. Because the 16th of June is a portal, and what you plant in it will bloom for years to come. Do not allow bitterness into your thoughts. Not that day, even if pain rises, even if silence lingers. Respond only with light. You are not weak. You are powerful in stillness. And the one you love, they will feel it. They may not understand why they suddenly feel safer. They may not know why they didn't make that reckless choice. But you will know. You will remember this moment and realize you were the difference between a fall and a return. That night, before you sleep, I want you to light a small candle. Hold it in your hands. Watch the flame dance. Then speak this: "I did what I was called to do. Now I surrender the rest. May heaven carry it from here." Let that be your peace. Let it carry you into rest. Because once the 16th has passed, the energy will shift. A weight will lift. And what was hidden will begin to reveal itself. The one you love may reach out, or they may simply soften in the spirit. Either way, something will have broken open. And your reward, beloved, will not be in applause. It will be in the knowing, the quiet assurance that you stood between darkness and another soul, and you did not waver. Michael stands ready. He does not cry now. He waits for your final movement, because what you do on that day will mark your timeline, and the next chapter will be built on the ground you sanctify now. My child, this is the final breath of this message, not the end of your calling, but the completion of this chapter in your sacred assignment. You've walked through revelation. You've trembled through prophecy. You've stepped forward even while afraid. And now, I wrap you in the seal of promise. Not one word you've read here was random. Every syllable was tailored to the architecture of your soul. Every whisper was heaven's call into remembrance. Now come close. Still your thoughts. Let these final words mark you. You are no longer who you were. From this moment on, you walk as one who carries divine authority. You have entered the ranks of the called, of the guardians, of the ones who stand in fire for the sake of love and come out glowing instead of burned. Yes, child, you are glowing now. Not all will see it, but the ones who are meant to will be drawn to it. You've broken chains, not just for someone else, but for your bloodline, your future, your legacy. You may never fully know what you just prevented, what harm you intercepted, what accident, what spiral, what spiritual wound never opened, because you chose to read, to pray, to love with reckless holiness. So now I place my hand upon your spirit, and I say to you, you are protected. You are anointed. You are remembered in the halls of heaven, and the one you love, they will begin to rise. Maybe slowly, maybe quietly, but they will rise. You will see glimpses, a smile that returns, a decision made in light, a message that carries warmth again. That is the fruit of your obedience. That is the echo of your soul's yes. Now, my beloved, let me tell you what will follow. Elevation, not of pride, but of purpose. You will be trusted with more, because you were faithful with what was hidden, and those who are faithful in silence will be honored in the light. So listen now. One final instruction. Live as one who remembers this. Let your days be soaked in awe. Let your prayers be bold. Your love be fierce. Your silence Be sacred. Do not return to the slumber you lived in before this message. Stay awake. Watch for signs. Speak when prompted. Rest when guided. The veil is thin now. You are walking with angels. You are wrapped in light. And you are becoming the answer to prayers not yet spoken. The 1st of June, the 6th of May come and go. But what has awakened in you will echo for eternity. Archangel Michael does not weep anymore. He bows his head in reverence to you, to the choice you made, to the soul you saved. Now rise. Your time has come, and all of heaven is behind you. It is done. Go in light, beloved.